usually on the road, McDonald's is usually the easy stop because you don't really find restaurants when you're traveling on highways. And I completely eliminated that. I started carrying nuts and seeds with me so that when the rest of the guys piled out of the van to go get some McDonald's or some Burger King, I would just eat a few almonds, a few cashews, and that's how I kept my energy up until we got to a proper restaurant. Yeah, I don't have cravings. I like to have something sweet before bed, but it's always going to be a piece of fruit. I'm never craving like, processed sugar. I've gotten that out of my system years ago. There was a time in my career where I had cognac was on my rider. Like promoters had to have that backstage, and I was like, but I don't even drink like that. So I was like, why am I doing this? I just took it off the rider. My rider now reads like a farmer's market. The things that I ask for in backstage is, it's fruit, it's vegetables, it's no dairy, no white bread. Like it's definitely different. When promoters see my rider, they're like, oh, this is different. Like we expect vodka and all this crazy stuff, weed, but I do none of it. A lot of people are really, they're so connected to their food, and food is connected to happiness and comfort, that the idea of eliminating something or stopping consuming a certain food that might be a favorite food, for a lot of people, it's a path they don't want to go down. And there's a real addiction to some of the foods that we eat in our society, and it's unfortunate, because one of the things that stood out to me is when I travel overseas, and I use the airport as the example, because in the airport you're going to see such a wide variety of different types of people from different places walking around. And when I'm in these airports, I will sit and I'm waiting for my flight to board, and I'll just look at the people that are walking by all day, and I'm like, I'm searching to find somebody that's like noticeably overweight. Like nobody in Europe is like fat like the people in America are. The people that are the fattest that I've ever seen are America and in the UK, England. I never see these giant people when I'm in Europe, nowhere. And that has everything to do with diet. It literally has everything to do with diet, and the way they eat, and the portion size, and just the types of stuff that they don't even. There's certain things that you can buy in America that they haven't even heard of it. Like they don't even sell it there. It's banned in those countries, because they're making an effort to try to keep their people happy. But we live in a society where big pharma is going to. Their goal is to make as many billions as they can to sell these drugs that are gonna, treat these diseases that. Well, they only treat the disease and not the root cause of the disease. And that's $1 billion, probably $1 trillion industry of just selling these drugs to people. So they want people to stay sick. They want people to eat horrible food and get overweight so that they can sell more blood pressure medication, more diabetes medication, sell more CPAP machines. All of a sudden I see commercials for CPAP machines. I'm like, I don't even know what that was 20 years ago. Now they're selling them as infomercials. So that many people now have sleep apnea, and it's all connected to being overweight, diet, everything else that goes along with that. America is just getting sicker and sicker and sicker, and fatter, and it doesn't bode well long term. And so, knowing that, I'm like, that's not the path I want to be on. Not the path I want to be on. I want to be on a path of healthiness and living a life. I want my quality of life when I'm older to be good, to be positive, and that's my goal. I'm looking at the quality of life as I get older.